Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. First of all, thank you so much for such an amazing response to my previous video. I have got so many comments from my students who come to my class offline requesting many more such videos on English language, and so here I am with another topic on English language. So, in our previous video, we have learned about kinds of sentences, and while speaking about kinds of sentences, I have also told you what are sentences, right? Sentences are a group of words that makes complete sense. Now, these group of words that we use in a sentence can be categorized into various categories based on their performances or functions. Each word that we use in a sentence has different function, and based on that we categorize them, and together they are known as parts of speech. There are 8 parts of speech in English grammar. What are they? Number 1 is noun. So what is a noun? A noun is a naming word. That means it is the name of any person, place, animal or thing. In a sentence, we always need a noun to make the sentence meaningful. You might be thinking that we don't need a noun all the time in a sentence. I'll come to that. So, noun is a naming word is a very common definition. We all have heard about it. But what is the function of a noun? You might be thinking that the function of a noun is to name something. No, that is not the function of a noun. The function of a noun is to work like a subject or an object in a sentence. Every sentence must contain a subject, and mostly the subject that we are talking about in a sentence is called a noun. For example, Ram is my neighbor. In this sentence, we are talking about Ram, who is my neighbor. So, Ram is obviously the noun that is working as a subject in the sentence. On the other hand, there is another noun in the sentence, my neighbor. The word neighbor is also noun that is working as the object in the sentence to give more meaning to the sentence. The next parts of speech is pronoun. Now, as I was telling you earlier, without noun, we cannot make a sentence. But you might be thinking that of course we can make a sentence without a noun. Yes, we can, because we use a pronoun instead of a noun. Imagine how important the noun is, that in order to replace it from a sentence, we need its substitute. So a pronoun is a word that is used in place of a noun. Whenever we don't want to use the noun repeatedly in a sentence, we use a pronoun instead. Okay, so let me give you an example. Ram is my neighbor. He also studies in my school. So I don't want to repeat the noun Ram again and again, because that does not sound good, and repeating a noun also makes the sentence weaker. So instead of repeating the word Ram, which is a noun, I have used a substitute for it, which is he, and the word he is a pronoun in the sentence. The next parts of speech is verb. Now, I tell all my students in the class that if you ask me the 2 most important things in English grammar, then according to me, it will be either noun or verb. Why? Because noun acts as the subject, and without the subject, you cannot make any sentences. And verb shows what the subject is doing. Yes, verb is a word that shows the action of the subject. So verb is a doing word. And many students who come to my class for the first time, and when we are interacting about verb for the first time, if I ask them, what do you know about verb? They keep on telling me that verb is a doing word. Of course, verb is a doing word, but there is so much more to verb than just being a doing word. What is that? Let me give you a few examples to make it more clear. Example number 1. We are learning English. In this sentence, we is the subject. Are learning is the verb that is showing the action of the subject we. Now take example number 2. I am Indian. In this sentence, I is the subject. Which one is the verb? Am, of course. Am is the verb. Is it showing any action? No, it is not. It is showing the status, the condition of the subject. So, a verb is not only a doing word, it can also show the status or condition of the subject. Now let me give you example number 3. I have a book. In this sentence, I is the subject once again and have is the verb. But is this sentence showing the status of the subject? No. Is this sentence showing the action of the subject? No. This sentence is showing the position of the subject. So verb can also show possessions by using has, have or had. So what do we learn from this? Verbs are action words or doing words that show the action of the subject. Point number 1. Point number 2. Verbs can show possessions of the subject. And point number 3. Verb can also show the condition or status of the subject. Next we come to number 4 parts of speech, which is adjectives. What are adjectives? Adjectives are parts of speech that gives us some extra information about the noun. It qualifies a noun. They are also called qualifiers. Adjective will always give you some information about the noun present in the sentence. For example, the young girl smiled sweetly. In this sentence, the girl is the noun and we are describing the girl by using the adjective young. The next parts of speech is adverb. What are adverbs? The name itself gives us an indication about the function of adverb. But that's not all about it. We often think that adverbs are words that describes a verb. Right? Because adverb has the word verb in it, adds something to the meaning of the verb is equals to adverbs. But that's not all about it. An adverb is a word that can describe a verb, an adjective or any other adverb. For example, I'll give you 3 examples to make it clear. Example number 1. You write beautifully. In this sentence, beautifully is describing the word write. So, write is obviously verb. So, beautifully is describing write, which means adverb is describing a verb. Example number 2. She has a very beautiful watch. In this sentence, the word beautiful is described by the adverb very. How beautiful? Very beautiful. So beautiful is an adjective which is describing the watch, and we are further describing the word beautiful with the use of the word very. So very is the adverb which describes the adjective beautiful. So in the second example, an adverb describes an adjective. Now example number 3. The Indian cricket team played very well. In this sentence, the word well is an adverb which is describing the verb played. But if you have noticed, the word very is describing the word well, which is trying to convey that how well did they play? Very well. So in the third example, the adverb well is described by another adverb very. So in the third example, an adverb is describing an adverb. So with these 3 examples, we learn that an adverb is a word that can describe a verb, an adjective or another adverb. The next parts of speech is preposition. Prepositions are words placed before a noun or a pronoun to show how a person or a thing denoted by the noun or pronoun stand in relationship with something else. Let me make it easier for you. A preposition always shows the position of the noun or the relationship of the noun with something else. For example, the cat is sitting on the table. Where is the cat? On the table. So it shows the position of the cat which is sitting on the table. So it also establishes a relationship between the cat and the table. That's what prepositions do. In the entire sentence, on is the preposition. Number 7 parts of speech is conjunction. Now I have a very funny example which I always use in my class for my junior students while explaining conjunctions. So this is not about any brand. I'm not sponsoring any brand though, but I tell my students that conjunctions are favicals. As an Indian, we are all aware of the function of favicol, right? So whenever you want to join anything, we use a conjunction in a sentence. Conjunctions are words that can join anything. It can join a noun with a noun. It can join a pronoun with a pronoun. It can join a phrase with a phrase. It can join two sentences or two clauses. Conjunctions are joining words. I am explaining a chapter and you all are listening. So and is the conjunction that is joining two sentences. And the last and 8th parts of speech is interjection. Interjections are parts of speech that shows strong and sudden feeling. For example, alas, the old man is very sick. The word alas is expressing grief in this case. Hooray! Our exams are over. In this sentence, the word hooray is expressing extreme delight. So words such as alas, bravo, hooray, wow, oh, all these words that shows strong and sudden emotions are called interjections. So that was all about parts of speech. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also share it with your friends. And I know there is so much more to speak about the topic, any topic in English grammar. Let me know if you want me to discuss any topic in particular. I'll be back soon with another interesting video. Until then, keep learning.